उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, आदिशक्ति नव दुर्गा देवी माता की जय। हर हर नमः पार्वती पते, हर हर महादेव। Friends, our discourse will continue tonight through the medium of the Shiva Manas Puja. And last night we saw just the first line of this particular mantra, Ratnaihi Kalpitamasanam Himajalaihi, and the process through which you and I must prepare ourselves for the worship of Bhagavan Shiva or any form of the Lord, as we mentioned last night. We must never find ourselves in what we call a Dharma Sankat. Dharma Sankat meaning a confusing state as to which form of God to worship. A Hindu must never be confused when it comes to worshipping Bhagwan. We all have an Ishta Devata, we all have a presiding deity that we must connect to. The connection is most important. And so if we are confused as to which form of God we should pray to, then that is called as Dharma Sankat. My friends, Sanatana Dharma is so very open. It is an open way of life that we can choose any form that comes to the mind. And I want to assure you one thing, that whichever form comes to your mind, friends, you worship one, you worship all. Ekameva abhishekam nehanana stikinchana. He is one without his second. And once we think of that one supreme being, brothers and sisters, we worship one, and in that one we worship all. My friends, when you go to the ocean during the holy month of Kartik, or you do Ganga Puja, and you make offerings into the waters of the ocean, if you offer the water in one point of the ocean, the entire sea becomes, friends, a source of blessing. Whether it's in the north coast, whether it's in the south, whether it's in the east coast or the western peninsula, regardless to whichever part of the island we make the offering, friends, the entire ocean receives that offering. In the same way, even though we have one point of worship, which might be, like in the case of this yajna, Bhagwan Shiva, or let us say for those who believe in Bhagwan Krishna, or for those who believe in Devi Ma, think of that one supreme personality with chitta ekagrata, with single pointedness, and you worship one, and you worship all. Friends, as Hindus, we must understand chitta ekagrata, meaning single pointedness of the mind, is of utmost importance. And once the mind becomes single pointed in concentration, and we focus upon that form of the Lord that we love, brothers and sisters, there is no need to worry about any other form. And so, it's the beauty of our dharma. There are no many gods, one God, and you worship all when you worship one. Remember that He is one without a second. And so, as we prepare ourselves for this course tonight, we want to invite you now to close your eyes for a moment. As we think of Bhagavan Shiva, let us now disconnect ourselves from this objective world, the daily activities. What happened earlier today, let us drop it from the mind. This, my friends, might be the only moment we are having with ourselves tonight. Invocation is in reality recognition of the Lord within us. Recognition of the Lord within us is called as meditation. Meditation is where the mind withdraws from the objective world and is connected to the subjective world. Meditation happens in the sound of silence. We disidentify ourselves from the gross body. We disidentify ourselves from the objective world. And once we disconnect from body consciousness, the mind instantly becomes calm. That calmness of the mind is Shiva consciousness. That Shiva consciousness is who I am. Chidananda Rupaham Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupaham Shivoham Shivoham. Once we reach to that state, the mind will get a taste of the ananda, the bliss from within. And having tasted the sweetness of the calmness from within, we realize what we experience in the world is really nothing compared to what I feel inside. The mind is running. After the sensual stimuli, and because of the long time that we are going out, we forget how to go in. Think of Lord Shiva. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. As you think of Bhagwan Shiva, let us all chant Shiva Manas Puja. As you look at the screen, Ratnaihi Kalpitamasanam Himajalehi Snanam cha Divyambaram Nanaratna Vibhushitam Mrigamada Modankidam Chandanam Jati Champaka Bilva Patra Rachitam Pushpam cha Dhupam Tatha Deepam Devatayani He Pashupate Kalpitam Jayata Sauvarne Maniratna Kandarachite Patre Gritam Payasam Bhaksham Panchavidam Payodhadhyutam Rambapalam Panakam Shakanamayutam Jalam Ruchikaram Karpura Kandojalam Tambulam Manasa Maya Virachitam Bhaktya Prabho Srikuru Chakram Chamarayor Yugam Vyajanakam Cha Adarshakam Nirmalam Veena Bhedam Mridanga Kahalakala Geetam Nrityam Tadha Sashtangam Pranatisputir Bahuvida Etat Samastam Maya Sankalpena Samarpitam Tava Vibho Puja Grihana Prabho Atma Tvam Girijamati Sahachara Prana Shariram Griham Puja Te Vishayopabhoga Rachana Nidra Samadhi Sthitihi Sancharat Patayo Pradakshana Vidhi Stotrani Sarvagiro Yatyat कर्म करोति तत्तदखिलं शम्भोत्तमाराधनम् करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधम् विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो. Let's go back to the first verse. Please repeat after me. रत्नैः कल्पितमासनं हिमजलैः रत्नैः कल्पितमासनं हिमजलैः स्नानं च दिव्याम्बरम् नानारत्नविभूषितम् मृगमदा मोदाङ्कितं चन्दनम् जाति चम्पकबिल्वपत्ररचितम् पुष्पं च धूपं तथा दीपं देवदयानिधे पशुपते हृत्कल्पितां गृह्यताम्. Correction. हृत्कल्पितं गृह्यताम्. सौवर्णे मणिरत्नकन्दरचिते सौवर्णे नवरत्नकन्दरचिते पात्रे घृतं पायसम् भक्ष्यं पञ्चविधम् पयोदधियुतम् रम्भाफलं पानकम् शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरम् When you all see the normal voice of it. Shakanam mayutam jalam ruchikaram karpura kandojvalam tambulam manasa maya virachitam भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु. With the Lord in your mind, let's chant. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Hare Bole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Hare Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Last night we saw the first line of the Shiva Manas Puja, Ratnaihi Kalpitamasanam Himachalaihi, where the devotee sits in front of the murti of the Lord, but not a murti in a physical sense in front, but a murti within, and we imagine that we are sitting before this Lord inside our own hearts. Manas means in the bosom of our own hearts, the mind. Manas means the mind. So the puja itself begins in the mind, and we saw last night where you give the Lord an invitation to sit upon Ratnaihi Kalpitamasanam Himajalaihi. The asanam, one that is golden in nature, studded with gems and rubies, a very precious asana. You invite the Lord to sit upon the best, Ratnaihi, made out of ratna, gems and jewels, etc. Kalpitamasanam. I'm giving you, Lord, this asana to sit down on the altar of my mind. Ratnaihi Kalpitamasanam Himajalaihi. My friends, before every puja begins, there is a sankalp that is being uttered by the Yajman. Last time we touched on it a little bit. And the sankalp is to indicate the date, the time, the tithi, etc. And to tell the Lord, here is where I am in this part of the world, Atulantike, on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. We are here in this Desha, Trinidad and Tobago. And my name, sometimes we utter our Rasi names. For those who don't know their Rasi names, utter their calling names. So Lord, this is my name, Yajmanasya. I am the Yajman, and I am sitting here for this particular purpose, O Lord. Please accept my puja. Please accept my humble salutations. Please accept my offerings. But my friends, in the Manas Puja, the mind itself is being offered to Bhagwan. The mind itself is being offered. And this is where the Jnani happens to be a person who doesn't really want anything from the Lord, but the Jnani wants to surrender everything to Bhagwan. Bhagwan Krishna, if you go to Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, you will see where Bhagwan mentioned in a very beautiful verse. Chapter 7, verse number 16. Look at this particular verse. You see here where Bhagwan says, Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritinorjuna arto artati jnani cha bhartar shabha tesham jnani, verse after, number 17, tesham jnani nityayuktaha eka bhaktir vishishyate priyo hi jnana no tyartam aham sa mama priyaha. Bhagwan says, in Bhagavad Gita, he tells Arjuna that there are 4 types of devotees who worships me. 4 types of devotees who worship me. Chaturvida bhajante mam. 4 types of people come to me. Number 1, arto. 2nd, jigyasu. 3rd, artati. And 4th, jnani. These are the 4 types of people that goes to worship Bhagwan. Whether it's Bhagwan Krishna, whether it's Bhagwan Shiva, whether it's Devi Ma, or any form of the Lord, 4 types of people, meaning that these people go with different desires and different wants and different needs. There are people who are artaha meaning that they are in distress. And if we acknowledge, my friends, we will realize, if we reflect rather, we will realize that many a times when we are in distress, we really sincerely turn to Bhagwan. When we are in pain, we genuinely turn to Bhagwan and we ask, Lord, please, render some assistance, give me some help. And while things are going smooth sailing, I mentioned some nights ago, when things are going good, we may take Bhagwan for granted. So Arto, those who are in distress, go to Bhagwan. Jigyasu, the second one, a person who is seeking knowledge, goes to Bhagwan. The third one is the Artati. Some people go to Bhagwan and say, Bhagwan, I don't really want to ask the Bhagwan Bhagwan. I need some finance, I need some wealth, I need some riches, O Bhagwan, and you are the best person to give. So Artati, my friends, whether we go to God when we are in trouble, whether we go to God when we want knowledge, if we go to God when we want wealth, nothing is wrong. Because Sanatana Dharma provides for all of that. Sanatana Dharma provides for Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. It provides for Dharma to help us to journey on the path of Dharma. It provides to live a life of Dharmatma, to elevate ourselves to that state. It also provides for Artha. Artha meaning wealth. Nobody wants to live an uncomfortable life. Everybody wants to be financially stable, financially comfortable, and nothing is wrong with that. Wear the best clothes, have enough money, drive the best car, live in a nice home, have a good job. All those things are well accepted in our Dharma. Our Dharma does not tell us don't earn and don't enjoy what you earn. It tells you to enjoy it. But at the back of the mind, we must always keep that, hey, this is happening, I'm achieving, but Bhagwan, it is all your prasadam. That must be the motive in the mind. Let it be an offering to Bhagwan. Bhagwan, I am enjoying this, I'm comfortable with it, but Lord, it is all yours only. Let that be there, my friends, so that we can keep our feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. When we get carried away, we keep not only our feet in the sky and we feel as though we are bigger than everyone else because we have accomplished so much, and that is where the ego comes in. And once the ego comes in, my friends, we destroy the very fabric of the shanti, the peace that the Atma is seeking and the Atma is clamoring to enjoy. Then the third one is Dharma, Artha, Kama. We have so many desires to be fulfilled and so many dreams, and we also have to understand that not everything we want, we are going to get. But I tell you one thing tonight, friends. Whatever we deserve, nobody in this world can take it from us. What we want, we may not get, but what we deserve, nobody in this world can take it from us. Karma. And then finally, the fourth one is moksha. Moksha meaning to eradicate, remove the ignorance, remove the moha from our lives. So Sanatana Dharma provides for this. So whether we go to the Lord for artha, to remove the stress, jigyasu for knowledge, or artati, wealth, Bhagwan doesn't mind. But then there is a higher category where he says, Jnani cha Bharatarshava. Out of the four, the Jnani or Arjuna is the best. And friends, in the Shiva Manas Puja, it is appropriate to mention that here a devotee is sitting with the mind absorbed in consciousness, inviting the Lord into the mind, inviting the Lord within himself or herself. And that devotee is offering the best to Bhagwan. Bhagwan, I cannot financially afford a golden throne for you, but in my mind, I am giving you the best, O Bhagwan. Ratnaihi kalpitamasanam, I am giving you the best. So the Jnani goes to Bhagwan and wants nothing except to give the Lord the best. The difference between you and I and the Mahatma is that we go to God and we ask for things. Lord, I want this. And the Mahatma goes to God and says, what can I do for you, Lord? The basic difference. You and I, we go and we ask him, Lord, I want this, I want that, I want help here, I want help there. But the Mahatma says, Lord, let me be an instrument through which you are functioning so that I can do your seva, I can do service to you, Bhagwan, wherever I go. Jnani cha Bharatarshava. You see, my friends, it's just a shift in the attitude, a shift in the motive, a shift in thought. And then what happens is, the Jnani, whatever he does, becomes puja. So he says, Tesham Jnani Nitya Yuktaha, Bhagwan says in chapter 7, verse number 17, Tesham Jnani Nitya Yuktaha. The Jnani or Arjuna happens to be the man of wisdom. And because he is a man of wisdom, I mean, when he says man, he also refers to woman. A woman as well, so ladies don't feel bad. These are the people of wisdom. Tesham Jnani Nitya Yuktaha. This Yuktaha Purusha is one who is a person of wisdom, and therefore Arjuna happens to be the best. Because what he does is, Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate. He identifies with me. He identifies with me and performs his or her duty in this materialistic world. And that devotee whose life is inclined on the path of bhakti, allow me to function through them. So friends, Ratnaihi Kalpitamasanam, you give the Lord the best of the best in your mind. Ratnaihi kalpitamasanam himajalaihi. Himajalaihi meaning that, Lord, I take the waters of the Himalayas, the bubbling, crystal clear water of the Himalayas as it flows down the Himalayan range. This pure water that is blissful in nature, that flows from your jata, O Bhagavan Shiva. I am taking this Ganga Jal. Ratnaihi kalpitamasanam himajalaihi. I am taking this Ganga Jal and I am now going to do something with it. What I am going to do? Snanam chadivyambaram. I am going to give you a bath, Lord. And all this is happening in the mind. I am going to give you a spiritual bath. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, every one of us bathe every day, I think. At least 2-3 times, according to the weather, we might bathe 2-3 times for the day, once we have the opportunity to do so. So we bathe at the physical level and we wash the body, we clean the body with all the nice shampoo, the nice soap, etc. So we buy whatever is required for us to have a clean bath when we go in the bathroom and we have a shower. So the ladies and gents also will have the nice shampoo that they would use, the soap, the brand of soap that they want. So that when you come out of the bathroom, you're smelling like the fragrance of whatever you used. My friends, you have your choice in what you want to choose for when you take a bath. At the physical level, we feel comfortable in bathing with certain things. Now, when it comes to Bhagwan, Bhagwan also has his choice. He also chooses what he wants. And what he wants, my friends, is abhishekam. Bhagwan Shiva chooses abhishekam for his bath and for his cleansing. And this is what, you see, the devotee provides for Bhagwan. Now, abhishek means what? Abhishekam means offering ghee, honey, dahi, milk, and himajalaihi, Ganga Jal, the water of the holy Ganga. These 5 things is offered unto Bhagwan Shankar. Now you offer the ghee and you offer Ganga Jal, you offer the honey and you offer Ganga Jal, you offer the curd or the dahi and you offer Ganga Jal, you offer the milk and you offer Ganga Jal. So after each abhishek, you offer the Ganga Jal to cleanse Bhagwan. So just like you and I have certain choice in what we use for our bath, Bhagwan loves what is called abhishek. The difference is, our body becomes clean when we bathe. My friends, when we use the ingredients to offer abhishekam to Bhagwan Shankar, our mind becomes sanctified and purified instantly because there is an instant connection to Bhagwan Shiva. There is an instant connection. The mind is supposed to become concentrated when we start the process of abhishek to Bhagwan. The bathing of the murti of Bhagwan. Now, when it comes to other forms of the Lord, for example, let me say Devi Ma or the Shaligram or any form of the Lord like that, my friends, Lord Vishnu, for example, he loves alankar. Lord Vishnu don't like abhishek, he likes alankar. What is alankar? Bhagwan Vishnu loves to dress up in nice yellow clothes and yellow dhoti, yellow pitambar dhoti. He likes to dress in nice gems and jewelry hanging, the Kaustuba money hanging on his neck, etc. Bhagwan Vishnu loves to dress up. Nice crown, golden crown. You know what Lord Shiva likes? All Bhagwan Shiva wants is abhishekam. So you buy the nice mala, the nice yellow dhoti, and all the nice clothes, angravastra for Bhagwan Vishnu, and you offer it to Bhagwan. You know, Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandaji, when in the Siddhavadi ashram, that is in the Himalayas, that's where Gurudev's Mahasamadhi is, he had consecrated a beautiful Sri Ram Mandir, and just in front of the Mandir there's a beautiful Hanuman Murti as well. Tall, huge Hanumanji. But the Ram Murti, he placed there in the Mandir, Sri Vanvasi Ram, and when he put the Murti there, he says, I don't want much clothes on the Murti, just a dhoti. So some devotees ask him, he says, Gurudev, why? Why don't you want to put the nice, what you call bands and chains and mala, etc. on the Lord? He says, because my Lord is so beautiful. I want to bask I want to bask in the beauty of my Lord without anything. I want to bask in the beauty of my Lord without any jewelry or anything that will distract my mind or take my mind away from the Lord. You see, when you look at the Murti of the Lord, for example, let's say Durga Mata, and you look at her, first you see the nice mala, you say the mala is nice. So the mind goes on the mala. Oh, the tiger is looking so ferocious. And she has a sword in her hand. And she has this mukta on thunderbolt. And she has this Sudarshan Chakra. I wonder where she got it from. And how did she get the Padma? The look, Are Baba, forget where she got it from. She has it. Think about Ma. See how the mind gets preoccupied in the other things that is not necessary. And the Shakti is right there. And we forget the Shakti. And we hold on to the temporary. The lotus, what's she doing with that? The Sudarshan Chakra, I thought that's Lord Vishnu one. And the Mukdar is Hanuman Baba one. I feel Hanuman ji loaded to her. And we get so carried away in all the, finite things. And we forget about that which is infinite. We look at Bhagavan Shiva, for example, and we see the serpent. And sometimes the children will say, oh, I don't want to pray to that God because it has this ferocious snake there. I'm scared. And then some children will go and want to play with the snake. The snake is there. The moon. What kind of God is Lord Shiva? He has the moon on his head. And see where the mind goes. Bhagwan has a snake on his body. So he has a leak in his head, water coming out. Something wrong. Friends, never get lost in the symbolism. While it is important to understand it, and it's highly philosophical, the symbolism, it is highly philosophical. It all has a meaning, and probably we'll discuss some of it. But it is better not to get caught up in that, the finite, and go into the infinite, which is the Shiva consciousness. This is why, long ago, in my Aja time, my Aja was Pandit Sahadev Prasad Dubey. The old time Pandits used to be very serious. And they can't ask no question. When they tell you to do something, do it. No question asked. Maybe they didn't want to get too much caught up in the limitations. They wanted to get something higher. Maybe. Today, the younger ones would explain, okay, the moon is for this, the Ganga represents that, the snake represents this, and we get so many beautiful explanations. The Damaru is there, represents sound, the Shabda, all those things. But the point that we want to make, my friends, is that when you perform this puja in your mind, ask no questions. Let the mind be so pure with concentration, and let the mind be able to develop what is called as chitta ekagrata. Chitta ekagrata meaning single-pointedness. Let the mind not be distracted and get caught up in the other things around the Lord of the Divine Mother. Let me see Bhagwan, let me see Ma, let me see my Lord Ram, let me see my Hanumanji, whatever form, and let me concentrate on that form, and let me go for my puja. Now in the case of Bhagwan Shiva, most of the time we perform abhishekam on the Shiva lingam. Most of the time it's a Shiva lingam. On the night of Shivratri, we worship Bhagwan Shiva through the medium of the Shiva lingam. Many people, my friends, many illiterate and ignorant people will misinterpret the Shiva lingam to be the generative organ, and will misinterpret, my friends, the lingam of Bhagavan Shankar as something that is generative. Brothers and sisters, this is not only ignorance, it is, my friends, a great mistake to understand and to look at the Shiva lingam from that perspective. My friends, the Shiva lingam is beyond what we can imagine. It is said the base of the linga, Lord Brahmaji is seated. The base of the lingam, Brahmaji is seated. In the middle of the lingam is Bhagwan Vishnu. And on the top of the lingam is Bhagwan Shankar. Lord Shiva is seated on the top. So the three, what you call the creator, the preserver, and the reabsorber, they are also seated in the lingam. So the base of the lingam is Brahma Peeth. The middle is Vishnu Peeth. And the top is Shiva Peeth. So the whole Trinity, the creator, preserver, and the reabsorber is in the Shiva lingam. And therefore, my dear friends, when we perform this alankar, when we perform what you call, not alankar, sorry, abhishekam upon the Lord, Bhagwan Shankar is on top, receiving that. He is receiving the offerings of the abhishekam that we are offering. Now, the ghee, for example, what is the ghee? Ghee? Can you do something for me, Bhayaji? Can you do something for me? Where is that ghee found? Huh? How do you get ghee? In milk, right? So do you just go in the milk and pull out the ghee? No. The milk has to go through a process. The milk has to go through a process before we get the ghee out of the milk. It has to boil, it has to, so many things you have to do. After boiling for a couple hours or maybe days even, then the sari on top will come, and then you take out the sari, and then you put it in a bottle, and then you left that on the side, and eventually you see the ghee start floating on top, and you put that one side, and you take out the ghee eventually. It's a long process. But the ghee has to go through a process before it comes out of the milk. You just cannot light a diya by pouring a bottle of milk in a diya and say, okay, the ghee is in the milk, let me light a diya with the bottle of milk. The diya will not light with the milk even though the ghee is inside of it. There is a process to go through, my friends. Be very attentive. The ghee is the nectar in the milk. The ghee is the nectar in the milk. It is the amrit in the milk. The milk has the ghee, but the milk has to go through a process so that we can get the amrit out of the milk, which is the ghee. Then the ghee is used in the diya for lighting, or the ghee is used in the fire for havan. So the ghee is the essence of the milk. It's the richness of the milk. In the same way, a devotee who goes through the process of tapasya, churning the mind, burning away all the impurities from within, through the process of this abhishekam that we are offering in Bhagwan, to Bhagwan, or even doing the jap to Bhagwan, my dear brothers and sisters, then the ghee of divinity flows from our heart. So from an external sense of point of view, we offer ghee upon the Shiva lingam, but you lift that from there, to the inside. Let the Manas Puja continue while you are while you are making the physical offering on the Shiva lingam of ghee. Let it remind you inside the mind, hey, I am offering the essence of my heart, the essence of my being to you, Bhagwan Shiva. This is my first offering, ghee. Then, second one, you offer the milk. So you offer Ganga Jal and then you offer milk. What is the milk? The milk is the purity of my heart. While I am offering the essence of my heart, Lord, I am offering this with purity. So you offer the milk upon the lingam of Bhagwan Shankar. So this has to be done simultaneously, and it's happening in a very quick way in the mind. The milk, and you offer Ganga Jal again. Third thing you offer, dahi. Lord, the dahi is the milk that has stirred, the spoiled milk. If there is anything inside of me that is spoiled, if there is anything that is inside of me that is negative, Lord, I even offer that to you also, Bhagwan. If there is somebody I must offer something to, it is you only. Only you will accept me as I am. You accept me with all the good qualities and tendencies and all the good qualities, the sattva guna qualities, and it is you alone, Bhagwan, who accept me with my tama guna qualities. Only you alone accept me the way I am. The wife may not accept the husband the way he is all the time. Sometimes you hear the wife say, you changed so much, boy. I just feel like you're not the same person I got married to. Naturally, the husband will change in appearance, but when he changes in ways and in habits, it becomes a problem to the wife. Physically, he will change. So the physical changes is not important. We look at our kids growing up. And when they are small, they are so very sweet. You saw when I came in here, the little child that was there, I just tell him, I said, let's go. He held my hand ready to go. Innocent and sweet. I told him to do namaskar. He went and touched every murti. The innocence of the child, the purity of his heart, when touching the murtis and connecting with the Lord in his own humble way. and their brothers and sisters, our own children, and then they grow up, and then we can't speak to them anymore. The child, the physical child didn't change, but the attitude changes. And once the attitude changes, if it's for better, it's good. But if it's for worse, then we are in trouble. So my friends, the devotee goes there and tells Bhagavan, I'm offering this abhishek to you, this curd. If there is anything inside of me that is negative, I am, Lord, offering that to you as well, because you will accept me as I am. You will accept me as I am. I know that I am a human being and I should be perfect because I came from perfection. But Lord, because of my unwanted desires and because of my uncontrolled mind, I have fallen a little bit. Please help me to be lifted again. Human beings are not just human beings. Sometimes we make mistakes and we say, you know what? Well, I'm only human. To say that I'm only human means I have to say that I am the crown of God's creation. I am a unique being. I am elevated. And therefore, Lord, please accept me with my mistakes. I offer to you. Now, Dahi. After, my friends, I offer all that is negative inside of me, all the good things that have turned, honey is offered. What is honey? What is honey? Honey is the nectar of all the flowers. The nectar, the sweetness of all the flowers and the plants, the bees will take, the bhaura will take those things, the nectar, and make that honey. The sweetness of all of nature. And we take that honey and we offer it to Bhagavan. Friends, tell me something. Let us be logical. A person who decides to change from negative and empty themselves of all negative things, will that person not be sweet? Will that person not be sweet? Friends, it's a ritual, but beyond the ritual, we are elevating ourselves internally. So let the honey, the sweetness of our heart, be offered to Bhagavan. This is why honey is also called as madhuparka, a mixture of honey and sugar, etc. And that's why in the Hindu wedding, when the groom comes to the bride's home, the father-in-law of the groom brings him to the altar, and the dulaha sits there, and the father does what is called as Puja. He washes his feet and says, son, you come to my home now. You're not only coming to my home, you are coming into the life of my daughter. Please, I wash your feet with all humility. Please treat my daughter well. Father begs. And then he gives him what is called as angasparsha. He puts the certain articles in his hand like dubras and flowers and coins, etc. And he touches different organs of his body. Angasparsha. Anga means limbs and sparsha means a touch. And then the father gives him madhuparka. He gives him honey mixed with some sugar to taste. And you know what the father-in-law says? Son, I'm giving you this to taste from today onwards. Let every word that you speak to my daughter be like honey. The boy, Dulaha, takes the honey and he says, yeah, right. Before the marriage, honey, love you. 1 month after the wedding, the phone rings. Honey, phone. 6 months after the wedding, when the phone rings. Phone. 1 year after the wedding, when the phone rings. I'm a deaf guy, you know. The sweetness gone. No more honey. And that is where the relationship starts falling, in the communication. Friends, this abhishek that we are offering to Bhagavan is the sweetness of the Lord, the sweetness that the Lord likes. It is said, Alankaro Priya Vishnu, Abhishek Priya Shiva. Bhagavan Shiva loved this, what you call abhishekam. So, abhishekaha priyaha Shiva. Bhagavan Shiva loves his abhishek. So you offer the honey, that nectar that came from nature and the plants of nature, and you offer it to him symbolically. But philosophically, Lord, it's the sweetness, the nectar, the purity of my heart I'm offering unto you, O Mahadev, Bhagwan Shankar. Please accept. Then you offer Ganga Jal. The Ganga Jal, again, a combination of these 5 ingredients is called abhishekam, or abhishek to Bhagwan Shankar. And this is what Lord Shiva wants. He doesn't want no jewelry. And no, only one time in Lord Shiva's existence he put on gold. You know when that was? Anybody? Only one time he well dressed up. When he went to get married. He went with all the nice clothes and stuff. So Mother Parvati saw him and said, "Wow, kya baat hai? Bhagwan Shiva, you're looking so nice, so handsome. Bhagwan Shiva, well fixed jata nice. Put on nice clothes and jewelry and everything." And he went down the road, man. After he reached back, after the wedding, he take everything and throw it out, put on his snake, put on his everything. Mother Parvati says, "What happened?" He said, "This is who I am. Devi, this is who I am. Those alankar I put on, that was only for that purpose. But now I come back to who I am. So I put that aside. This is who I am." My friends, Bhagwan Shankar, in that pure state, Ratnaihi kalpitamasanam himajalehi snanam cha divyambaram. So you give him the bath with this snanam cha divyambaram. Snanam cha divyambaram. Cha there means etc. Not only snanam you give him other things as well. We will explain as the stotram or the Manasa Puja goes on. Cha, all the other things associated that Bhagwan Shiva likes. Divyambaram, I offer to you Bhagwan Shankar. My friends, according to our Shastras, Bhagwan Shiva is always what you call completely detached. Nothing is means anything to him. He is Vairagi. Looking at the bhajan, we see some of the things that Lord Shiva likes. Mate upar chandrama. Mate upar tilak chandrama. He likes a tilak made out of bhasma, the ashes. Now friends, when you read about Lord Shiva, you will always see that he takes the ashes from the crematorium ground, and he takes that ashes that the body has been burnt and become dust or ashes, and he places that on his body. Now, in the Shiva Puran, a beautiful katha comes that when Mother Sati had burnt herself in the fire of yoga at the yajna of that Prajapati, and she was reborn as the daughter of Himalaya, and Meenakshi Devi, there at that time, she was called as Parvati, because she was born from the Parvat king. Parvati, Parvat, the mountain king, Himachal. And my dear friends, she became what you call Parvati, and she was doing tapasya to have Lord Shiva as a husband again in this life. The katha goes, it's a very lengthy katha, I'll say it in a couple sentences. She did tapasya for a very long time. And when Lord Shiva realized that her tapasya was becoming so intense, he sent the Saptarishis to change the mind of Parvati, and that she will break her tapasya and change her mind from marrying him. My friends, one of the things Lord Shiva told, he says, when you go, be as sarcastic as you can to see how genuine the love is that she has for me. When the rishis went, one of the things they told Sati Devi, what kind of person you want as your husband? First they asked her, why are you doing this? She says, I am doing this tapasya that is so very intense to have Lord Shiva as my companion. So the rishis told her, they said, what kind of husband do you want? Do you want a husband that has snakes on his body? Do you want a husband that lives on the crematorium ground? Do you want a husband who takes the ashes from the dead body and puts on his body? Do you want a husband who is an ascetic, living under a tree? That's the kind of husband you want? Why don't you change your mind? You're a young child. Choose someone who will lift you and have you looking well, not live under a tree. Isn't it? Nobody wants to get married to everybody and live under a tree. Not that we want something when we get married, but we want at least to be comfortable. So they told Parvati Devi, and she told them, she says, don't you know, Mahatma, don't you know that it is out of compassion in my Lord's heart he takes the ashes from the crematorium ground and he places it on his body as bhasma. Out of compassion. That is the person I'm going to marry. A person who is compassionate. Dayanidhe, you will see in the Shiva Manas Puja. He is called as Dayanidhe. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji calls him. Dayanidhe, the Lord of what you call compassion. That is the person I want. And my friends, I want to ask you all a question tonight. Will you not feel comfortable to know that when somebody you love have passed on, and that person's body has been cremated and become dust to dust or ashes to ashes, as the case might be, to know that Lord Shiva is waiting there to take the ashes from that body and place it on his body? Will we not feel comfortable and happy to know that Lord Shiva have accepted my loved one, someone who I cared for and loved? Will you not feel comfortable to know that? That is why we take the ashes, the remaining of it, and we offer it into the Ganga. We offer the ashes into the waters of the Ganga, place it in a kalash, and you do your prayer and your devotion, and you send that ashes into the waters of the Ganga. When the ashes is offered into the Ganga, it goes directly to Bhagavan Shankar, and immediately, almost instantly, the soul of our loved ones finds some means of comfort and some degree of happiness. Instantly. Sometimes people keep back ashes. That is not good. Oh God, I love this person so much, I give him some ashes. That is not good. Dispose of it all. Let all go into the Ganga. Unless you have intention of going to India and really offering it to the Ganga there. That's a different story. Keep it for a short time until you get there, and then you offer all of it. But don't keep it in a shelf somewhere in your home and say, that person will remain with me. My friends, let all the ashes go. Bhagavan Shiva is waiting for it. So, based on the compassion of the Lord, he accepts these ashes. And friends, that's the reason why the bhasma that he wears is so sacred. When you read the Shiva Puran, you will see that he lives on the crematorium ground. Do you want to pray to a God who lives in a cemetery or who lives at the crematorium ground? Do you want to pray to such a God? People who do not understand will use that as a weapon against us as Hindus and say, that is the kind of God you pray to. Friends, when we understand the compassion of our Lord, we'll know that he is just there waiting for when that moment of his devotee's time comes and the body has to be cremated. He is just waiting there to accept us. Out of compassion. It's not because he is crazy and he wants to do some voodoo or something in the crematorium ground. Some people do. One day I was passing from satsang, coming from Rosila side, around quarter past 11 at night, and I see somebody walking up the hill by the creek. The drummer watched me and said, Baba, who is that? I said, where? He said, just see a man walk up the hill. I said, no, I didn't see nobody. I said, who you see? He said, Baba, just see a man walk up the hill there. I said, you sure? I saw the man. What they get him frightened? That whole night he is asleep. Thinking the man will follow him. But anyway, people go there and do what you call bad things, black magic and stuff. Bhagwan Shiva is there to protect us from such evil. But don't believe in that. Once you are close to Bhagwan, once you are devoted to Bhagwan, once your mind is pure, who could do whatever they want cannot touch you. I am Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am Shiva, Shiva am I. Friends, let this be the process when we do that Hrit Kalpitam, Divyambaram. I'm offering all these things to you, Bhagwan Shiva. Sanctify me, purify me. I'm not bathing my body. I'm not bathing you in a physical sense, Lord. I'm offering these amrit to you as, Lord, your abhishekam, that which you love. And so, my friends, Himachalaihi snanam cha divyambaram cha, etc. What is etc.? You offer clothes. You offer all that the Lord loves. Bhasma, vibhuti. You offer you will see later on. Snanam cha divyambaram nana ratna vibhushitam mrigamada modangkitam chandanam. You offer the chandan, the sandal paste. Lord Vishnu loves chandan. Lord Vishnu loves chandan, and he places his whole body with chandan and tulsi. Lord Shiva loves bhasma, and he places the bhasma on his whole body. The difference, one is alankar, one is abhishekam. Lord Shiva loves this bhasma, and Lord Vishnu loves tulsi and chandan. But the chandan is also offered to Bhagwan Shankar as a fragrance, because the chandan smells very beautiful. So, offering the 5 ingredients is abhishek on the Shiva lingam of Bhagwan Shankar. Now friends, what is the falashruti? What it is a person gets, like whatever we do, we want to know what we get from what we do. When your parents, nowadays, when you tell a child to do something, you have to tell them what you want to get. If you do that, I will give you this. If you do your homework, I will give you this. Don't train children like that. Let them know what they have to do, and when they have to do it, they must do it without any reward. Especially when it's their responsibility to do homework and things of that nature. Don't bribe them to do their homework. It's their duty to do that. Long ago, our parents, like our Aja and Aji and older ones, when they tell you to do something, no question asked, do it. And if you oppose, Jai Bhagwan for you. That's why we are straight today. Compare to the generation today. While I was coming in the car, my daughter was telling me, "So Papa, you know what happened in school Friday?" I said, "No." And one little boy was there, and he was given the responsibility to be the prefect of the class. Teacher went out for a few minutes. And one girl went to ask the prefect a question, and he cursed her. Little boy. My friends, a child must not have to do something to get something in return. A child must understand that I am doing this as my duty, it's my responsibility to do it. I don't have to get anything. Mom, Dad, you don't have to give me anything. Don't train a child that you have to, when you do this, I'll buy an iPad for you. Or I'll buy an iPhone for you. iPhone 6 come out now. I'll buy 6 of that for you. I'll buy 6 iPhone 1 and put them together with iPhone 6. We don't train our kids like that. But, there's a big but. The tendency of our mind is, when I do all these abhishek and all this fasting and jap, etc., what do I get? Snanam cha divyambaram. And I offer all the beautiful articles for Bhagwan Shankar. What do I get? I will just tell you one out of the many things we get. If the act of abhishekam was genuine and sincere and done with single-pointedness, the result of that is instant bliss, instant happiness, living a worry-free existence where everything in our lives is taken care of. I say this with firm conviction in my heart, filled with faith in these words. Without a doubt in my mind, we get everything that we need in our lives. And the puja hasn't finished yet. Just the abhishek that Bhagwan Shiva loves so much. And friends, when you go to Lanka Khan in the Manasa of Goswami Tulsidas Ji, you remember when Sri Ramchandra Ji consecrated the Shiva lingam of Bhagwan Shankar? What did he get? What did Sri Ramchandra Ji get? Tulsidas Ji tells us, when the thought came in his mind to consecrate the Shiva lingam, it was at the time when the bridge had been completed, when Nal and Neel constructed the bridge to go to Lanka. And Lord Sri Ram was now asking the permission of Lord Shiva to place his feet on that bridge. And Lord, you know the purpose. When I go into Lanka, victory can only be mine with your blessing. Friends, when we consecrate the Lord and we worship Him in our heart, Victory is but natural when we face challenges in our lives. Hindus, devotees of God, this must be the conviction in our heart. With you, Lord, I know I am going to win, and you will champion my cause in whatever battles of life I am facing. Friends, never lose that Shraddha. Sri Ram demonstrated it in Tulsidas Shri Ramcharita Manas and even the Ramayana of Valmiki Ji. Listen to this chaupa, it says, Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Very beautiful. Sri Ram is thinking about the spot, the consecrated Shiva lingam, my friends, where he himself can worship Bhagwan Shiva in his own way, performing his abhishekam, performing his devotion to Bhagwan Shiva to get the blessing of Mahadev. Paramaranya Murtamaya Dharani Mahima Amita Jai Nahi Bhayaro Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Hari Ho Priya Shambho Parama Mole Hridaya Parama 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 Rama Parama Parama Mole Hridaya Parama Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, 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 Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Bhagwan Shri Ramchandra ji, my friends, Tulsidas ji says here, यहाँ की भूमि अत्यंत सुंदर और उत्तम है. This place is very elevated. It's उत्तम, a very high spot. Not high in terms of high, but it's a very unique and very special spot. And what he says, इसकी अपार महिमा का वर्णन नहीं किया जा सकता. मैं यहाँ शंकर जी की स्थापना करूँगा. This place, I'm going to consecrate the Shiva lingam. My friends, that happened in Treta Yuga. This is Kali Yuga. Treta Yuga itself is a few thousand years old. And Kali Yuga also is a few thousand years old. And that lingam till today is still there. It is called as Rameshwaram. Sri Rameshwaram. Consecrated by Bhagwan Sri Ramchandra ji. Now, what caused that lingam to last so long? My friends, the power of Bhagwan Shiva that is infused in the lingam. The power of Bhagwan Shiva that is infused in the lingam makes it last so long. That will last forever. This generation will go, and next generation will come and go, and next generation will come and go. That Shiva lingam and all, Rameshwaram will always be there. Badrinath, Kedarnath, Varanasi, all these are lingams called as a Jyotirlingam. There are 12 of them. 12 Jyotirlingam. We'll mention probably some other night. These lingams, my friends, are Jyotirlingam, eternal light in the form of lingam, represented as Bhagwan Shankar. In Varanasi, by the blessing of my parents and Param Puja Gurudev, we were able to go to Varanasi and Banaras, and we were able to get the darshan of Mahadev, Bhagwan Shankar. And you know, one year while we were there, Swami Prakashanandaji and myself, we noticed something. In the monsoon season, in the monsoon in India, rain really falls like really heavy, and the level of the Ganga rises. And when you go to the Ghat, you have to go down a few steps, not a few steps, probably 50, 40 steps to go down to bathe in the Ganga. But in the monsoon, the water rises all those steps high. And one year, the water rose so high, and the water went straight into the mandir, as far as the lingam, and then the water started subsiding. As if Ganga Mata just wanted to touch the lingam of Bhagwan Shankar. She wanted to go there personally and get the darshan and the blessing of Mahadev. Little things like these are miracles, my friends. Ganga Devi, even though she flows from the jata of Bhagwan Shiva, yet she wanted to see him in Kashi, because it is said that those who visit Kashi, from the moment they get the darshan of Bhagwan Shiva, in that particular, that particular lingam, all their papa and all their sins are sanctified and purified instantly. Believe it or not. Instantly a person becomes sanctified. Kashi itself is a very holy city. It is said the old people in India, when they retire and stuff, it is guaranteed that when a person dies in Kashi, they get mukti and salvation. Guaranteed. So the old people from Mumbai and Calcutta and all South Indian thing, when they get retired, they go to Kashi and wait to die. Because the scripture says, guaranteed to get moksha. I feel like walking one of these streets. Because you don't know what next to next. Guaranteed. Friends, when the scripture tells us guaranteed, how many of us as Hindus say, yeah, right? How is it people of other religion believe firmly in their scriptures? When they say that the Lord Jesus Christ said something and they believe in that, they will tell you, believe in the word of the Lord. And when some Hindus, not all, some Hindus hear something, yeah. We, my dear friends, need to lift ourselves from the bodily and worldly consciousness and rise beyond to this Atma Lingam. We need to rise to the Atma Jyoti, the Atma Lingam. While you have Kedarnath and Badrinath and all these holy places and Varanasi, etc., and all Malika Arjuna, all these Jyotirlingam, the real lingam that we must connect to is called Atma Lingam. And this is the philosophy of worshipping the lingam. The Atma itself is a lingam. So while I worship the lingam on the outside, I'm really connecting with the Atma Lingam within myself. And this is where Sanatana Dharma, my friends, brings the mind to the internal. And this is what Sri Ramchandra did. Sri Ramchandra worshipped Bhagwan Shiva. He consecrated that lingam there at that point, Rameshwar, until the day it is still there. Even thousands of years after Sri Ramchandra left this earth and went back to the Vaikuntha. That Rameshwar is still there. Thousands of devotees will go there on pilgrimage. And those who get the darshan, they also, Bhagwan Sri Ram blessed that lingam. That anyone who comes here to Rameshwaram, that person will leave here sinless. Now, sinless means what? We have to understand what is a sin. What is a sin? Anybody? When we think, say, and do what we're not supposed to do, that is a sin. And when we are supposed to do something and we didn't think about it and we didn't speak about it, and we didn't do it, that also is a sin. Doing the thing that you're not supposed to do, and not doing the thing that you're supposed to do, is a sin. It's far. So many people have so many things to do, and they say, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do my duty. Not doing one's dharma or duty is a sin. My dear friends, this lingam, when it is worshipped, it brings that amount of blessing to us. So this is what we get. Sri Ramchandraji got, friends, able to go to Lanka, bridge the ocean. He was able to fight with the demon Ravan. While Sri Ram was worshipping this lingam here at Rameshwaram, Ravana is worshipping the same lingam. Sorry, not the same lingam, but the golden lingam. The same God in the lingam, Bhagwan Shiva. And Sri Ram is praying, oh Lord, Bhagwan Shiva, please bless me to win this war against Ravan. And Ravana praying on the other side, oh Lord Shiva, bless me to win this war against Ram. Two devotees praying to the same God for the same thing. And both of them have to come and fight. Why did Sri Ram win and Ravan lose? How come Lord Shiva loved Sri Ram more than Ravan? Ravana was such a great devotee. All Ravana had to do was say, Shiva! And Bhagwan Shiva comes and says, yes, Ravan. Ravan was so pure when it comes to devotion to Lord Shiva. All he has to do, call him, and Lord Shiva comes right here and there. Ravana would sing, Jata Kata Hasambrama Brahmantilim Panirjani, the Shiva Tandava. He will sing. And Lord Shiva will dance. Excuse me. Bhagwan Shiva will dance. So he was a very dear devotee of Lord Shiva. Ravana was a dear devotee of Lord Shiva. And the Ravana is praying in one hand, oh Lord Shiva, bless me to win Ram in this war. I will get rid of Ram. And Sri Ram is praying to the same God. Friends, the reason why Sri Ram won the war, today is Sunday, in Palmis Park in San Fernando, they are burning Ravan right now. Right now they are burning Ravan and Ram Lila. My friends, Sri Ram won the war because his intention, his connection with the Lord was good, was pure. Ravana's intention was wrong. So when we perform this Manas Puja, the mind becomes sanctified. And when the mind becomes sanctified, then our intention must be good. You cannot worship God with bad intention. The result will not be good. We cannot worship God with evil intention. The result will not be good, my friends. And remember, everything has an action. Once there is an action, there will be a reaction. So the intention is very good. And this is why last night I stressed the point. We must be, the bhavana must be that we connect to the Lord in a single pointed way. And once that connection is made, we lift ourselves into absolute bliss, into what you call ananda. So, after you perform the abhishekam, then you go snanam chitivyamaram, you offer all the other articles like clothes, yagyopavitam, yagyopavitam, the sacred thread. That also has a philosophy of its own. The tree thread that the Brahmana, the Pandits will put on, is called a yagyopavi. We offer that also to Bhagwan. It has 3 strings and 3 knots on it. The 3 strings represents, and the knot represents the 3 gunas, tamoguna, rajoguna, and sattva. It's an indication to the person who wears the yagyopavi that, hey, I as a Brahmana must transcend the 3 gunas, tamoguna, rajoguna, and sattva to reach tattva guna. It's a constant reminder. This janeru, if we as Pandits were to go to a funeral, when we come back from the funeral, we have to change our janeru. Have to bathe and change the janeru. A person must not even take food after going to a crematorium ground if they do not bathe. I see people selling things in crematorium ground. Slow food. Some people go at a crematorium ground and open a car trunk and have things inside it. Just like in a wedding. Not Panchama, can't they? It's such a disrespect to our dharma, my friends. You are invited to a wedding and people go with their car trunk full with alcohol and non-vegetarian food. And you are invited to a wedding not because you go to affect, The family consider you, inviting you to the wedding so that you can come and bless their children. And we go there, some people go there with their car trunk full with alcohol. and non-vegetarian food, and have the non-vegetarian food and go in the wedding and pick up roti and come back. Probably people are roti. Friends, this is not our culture. The Karachuran ground is an unclean place. You don't take food there. You don't even drink water there. Unless it is really necessary. My point is, keep this mind elevated, my dear brothers and sisters. So, Divyambaram, offer the Yagyopavit, representing the three gunas, Tamoguna, Rajaguna, and Sattva-guna. You see, when we identify with Tamoguna, we have low tendencies. Low tendencies will take over our mind. When we identify with what you call Rajaguna, then we become agitated. When we identify with Sattva-guna, we think pure, we speak loving words, and we perform good actions. Sri Mohandas Karamchand Gandhiji said that when your thoughts, your words, and your action are in a straight line, that is dharma. So friends, Divyambaram meaning that you offer these articles to Bhagavan Shankar, but in your mind, you remember the purpose of it. Brothers and sisters, when you do your puja, and you offer in what we do in the modern puja, in modern times that we are in now, when we offer the Yagyopavit, we offer the cotton. And we offer it to Bhagavan. The devotee must think in their mind, Lord, let me transcend these gunas. May my qualities be pure. So ratnaihi kalpitamasanam himajalaihi snanam cha divyambaram. Snanam cha divyambaram. Nana ratna vibhushitam mrigamada modankitam chandanam. I'm offering all these beautiful things to you, Bhagavan. The sandal paste, the vibhuti, etc. Please, oh Bhagavan, please accept my humble offering. When this is done in the mind with a pure heart, my friends, Bhagavan will accept. Bhagavan will bless us. Bhagavan will continue to show His mercy upon us all. And friends, it is only the human being can do puja in their mind. The lesser fortunate lives cannot. And so, finally tonight, as we offer the Divyambaram, Snanam cha Divyambaram, all the articles, etc. for the puja, let us leave this day on Bhagavan Shiva. And remember one thing, it is only in the human existence I can do this. For in a beautiful bhajan it says, Manushatan nahi baramba. The Manusha, Tan, the body of the human being, will not come all the time to do this puja. Manushatan nahi baramba. Manushatan nahi baramba. Oh Manushatan nahi baramba. This opportunity may not come all the time, friends. It is only the human being can really create that bhavana and worship the Lord in the heart and in the mind, and realize at the end of it all, friends, that we will attain that param ananda, the supreme bliss. So while it is happening in the mind, let us take these three things for now. Ratnaihi kalpitamasanam himajalaihi snanam cha divyambaram. Let's take this in your heart for the night. And let us do some homework, my friends. The homework is, create in your mind that throne that you are giving the Lord a seat on. Ratnaihi kalpitamasanam. Then, in your mind, get the water from Ganga. Go to India mentally. Bring the Ganga jal and snanam. Give the Lord a bath. Do the part of puja. Wash the feet of the Lord. Give Him a bath. Snanam. Then, cha divyambaram. Offer all the other things like the chandan, offer the agarbatti, offer the deepam, offer the light, offer all the ornaments that you want to offer to Bhagavan Shiva. Do this, take 5 minutes in the morning. Or maybe take 5 minutes tonight when you go home. Just 5 minutes. And just do that in your mind. Sincerely. And let the Shiva Manas Puja becomes a practical experience for us all. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti